Hey everyone, today at Coin Vantage, we want to delve into a crucial topic that isn't getting enough attention. While everyone's focused on the Bitcoin ETF, there's a massive opportunity right in front of us that we are ignoring. Let's discuss the current state of the markets and other related topics. If you haven't already, click that bell and subscribe to the channel right now. Let's not waste any time and dive in. Additionally, Bitcoin has experienced a slight decline on the 4-hour time frame. You can see there was a slight upward trend like a narrow channel. We've been falling apart since then, and now there seems to be a developing downward trend. So in the past 4 hours, Bitcoin hasn't seen a lot of action. There has been a slight decline. For Bitcoin, this critical support level remains a red line. If this level can be maintained, we'll be at 25,300. We're very close to it now. As long as we stay above that red line, we're in good shape. This is true whether we're trading at 25,500, 25,900, or 26,300. We need a catalyst to push us beyond 26,500, the next level of resistance here. But as long as we're above the red line, we should remain in an uptrend. So talking about the 4-hour time frame, there hasn't been much of a change in the way things look over the past several days or weeks. But why did Bitcoin's price temporarily drop? Well, if you look at the traditional markets, you'll discover that they too saw a decline. If you look at the futures market, you'll notice that we've fallen below the orange box. Here in this silence is where we find ourselves at the moment. If we can maintain our position in conventional markets, it is encouraging as well. But now we want to talk about the huge potential that is emerging and the fact that many people are ignoring it, and that is Ethereum. Since we believe that Ethereum is somewhat undervalued, or to put it in another way, if and when we enter what we call the parabolic phase of the bull run, Ethereum will likely be among the best performing cryptocurrencies. Why? Because there are a few things worth noting at the technical level of Ethereum. First, folks, this is a chart we frequently refer back to for the weekly time frame. If you look at a chart of Bitcoin to Ethereum, you'll find that we're at the bottom. In other words, this is a comparison of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So this doesn't tell us how well or poorly Ethereum is doing in relation to the dollar. Rather, it shows us how Ethereum is faring in comparison to Bitcoin. You can see how we're forming a falling wedge pattern on the weekly chart, right? So roughly that. So it seems like something of a hoax out there. These falling wedges, however, tend to break to the upside. If we were to leave here, it would be about December of 2023 or early in 2024. So even on a weekly timescale, we still have ways to go. But this is why you need to zoom out, because we think that Ethereum might be one of the largest trades of this bull market, actually. And just to show you this, we do have some subtle things that have been happening. The first is the consensus among Bernstein experts that Grayscale triumphs. Grayscale may have already prevailed in our legal challenge to the SEC. However, this opens the door for a spot Ethereum ETF to be approved shortly after a spot Bitcoin ETF is authorized. And now we wait for the approval of the Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, spot ETF. The Ethereum Exchange Traded Fund might also gain approval soon after. Do we now have any proof of this? Well, certainly, as we expect the SEC to approve Ethereum Futures ETF soon. If you look at some of the use cases, you'll see that the Futures ETFs, not spot ETFs, are massively popular. Furthermore, once these are approved, and it appears that the SEC will, according to reports, the SEC will reportedly authorize Futures Ethereum ETFs. After that happens, and after the Bitcoin spot ETF is approved, the Ethereum spot ETF might get the green light too. First, the Futures Exchange Traded Fund is traded, and then the spot market is entered. It also is important to realize why a spot Bitcoin ETF has not been approved just yet. The simple reason is that this was rejected by the SEC. If you're interested in reading the court filings, however, we've started a thread about it here on our Twitter. However, the fact that Bitcoin already has a futures ETF was a major factor in the victory of the Grayscale lawsuit against the SEC. The SEC has already approved a futures exchange traded fund that uses the same reasons against a spot ETF. This renders the SEC's justification for not approving during the spot ETF moot. This means that a spot ETF will be approved in the future and that an Ethereum ETF may follow. This explains why it's possible to buying a lot of Ethereum would be a good idea. One of the most important aspects of Ethereum is that it provides a dividend of 4%, so keep that in mind. For all the businesses trying to persuade their clients to adopt cryptocurrency, this is a game changer. They can sell this telling them that they are going to receive a 4% dividend. Ethereum is now experiencing deflationary trends. Since Ethereum 2.0 was combined, less than 300,000 Ether has been created. The previous proof-of-work system would have resulted in 3.7 million Ethereum being distributed. This means there were actually fewer than 3.7 million Ethereum issued. Since more and more individuals are using Ethereum, a greater percentage of the supply is being permanently burned, making Ethereum deflationary. So this is contributing to the already tight supply of Ethereum, which will eventually drive up prices. As a result, we have all of that plus a deflationary environment that yields 4%. And then may we ask the question, well, if we're getting 4% yield, how come it's still deflationary? It ought to lead prices increase. This yield represents the issuance of further Ethereum. Well, as we said before, Ethereum is being destroyed every time it is used. So the inflation we're seeing, say 4%, is being cancelled out by the burn. So sure, all of this is adding up to the possibility of some truly enormous thing happening for Ethereum in the coming months and years. Now, at long last, we have something to add to the discussion of Binance's recent developments. As executive exodus continues to gain momentum, we also had the departure of the head of product. Many Binance execs have reportedly left the company and is well known. The SEC has released yet another such document as well as additional reports related to the previously under wraps court case. The time for if not when guesswork has long since passed. No unregistered securities will be involved here. This has the potential to be a major development. It also won't be limited to the United States. It's likely connected to the potential for severe sanctions over this issue. If and when this information is made public, the cryptocurrency market is likely to take a significant hit, and you can bet that we'll be there to buy the dip. In fact, right now, you can see our trading bots purchasing the dip, which is a good sign. We treat this as a dollar cost averaging method. We'll just keep piling up wealth while we spiral downward. And then when chaos ensues, well, these will all be selling for a fortune. Here's today's gift from us to you, folks. We appreciate you taking the time to view this video, and we'll see you in the future one. The recent time frame indicates a slight decline in Bitcoin's performance, with a crucial support level at 25,300. Sustaining the above red line is key for a positive trend. Amidst the quiet market, Ethereum's overlooked potential is highlighted. Anticipating it as a significant player in the upcoming bull run, Grayscale's triumph in legal battles opens possibilities for Ethereum ETF approval, with the SEC's inclination towards Ethereum futures ETFs. Ethereum's deflationary trends, coupled with a 4% yield, make it a compelling investment. Binance's executive exodus and potential legal changes add an element of caution. That's it for today's video. We'll see you in the next one.